Yes, I could do that. I like how you do it. She, her, hers, but I'll just do she, her. I figured. Welcome, everybody. Are we live? We are live.
We're live.
Yep.
We're live.
We're live with the America's favorite daytime host, Erica Gimbel.
No way. That's so cute. You said that. We're America's favorite host, David Kirsten, Wide Angle Media.
Well, how are you today? You seem like you're in a great mood, and I know I'm still excited from your great women's summit that Kyla was actually a part of. So I thought maybe we could do a little debrief on that event. You know, first kind of say what it was and what you guys produced there. Or I was kind of working in the background, so to speak, so on technical support, but I was also.
You were awesome. You were amazingly supportive to this process that we created. 3 hours, 3-hour summit is no small thing, and you helped so much. You were the behind the scenes and in front of the scenes, because sometimes we were like, David, what do we do about this? And it was so great to have you be part of this. And it couldn't have been possible. You know, you asked a dangerous question, David Kirsten. You said, Erica, you want to have a summit? And I said, yeah. So thank you.
And I was actually thinking during Kyla's presentation that, you know, does she have a podcast, or she's such a great public speaker and kind of motivator. So I just, she actually showed this video of a rocket ship taking off, because she lives out there near where those rockets take off in Florida. And she's just such a interesting person. So I want to make sure we at least kind of allude to our guest, Kyla, who's a national and international triathlon coach, and you've been working with her for a while, and she's just really a kind of a philosopher too. I was saying that just because she knows a lot about a lot of different things in life. And you know, her presentation, I thought at the women's summit, really showed that about showing people appreciation. That exercise she did about having the qualities down about people on their card was such a nice interactive exercise.
Yes.
Kyla, if you don't mind just telling us a little bit about your presentation at that women's summit and what you were getting at for folks.
Hey everyone. I really loved being at Make Some Noise, which was Erica's summit. It was such fun to be there with amazing other women. I talked about, I think that's what your question is. I talked about being your own cheerleader, or making your own noise, how to sort of rally yourself and be your own cheerleader, so that, you know, when life gets tough and rough, you know how to get yourself back out of that. And so I started off, as David was saying, with the video of a rocket launch. And we live right near where they launch all of them, and we always watch them, and we always listen in on the feed, either the SpaceX or the NASA feed, and they always cheer for themselves. And so my point was, it's their job. This is their job. And yes, there's like millions of dollars on the line. And yes, like it's life or death for the astronauts. Like, I get that, but they still cheer themselves every single time. And if you follow anything with space, we've got rockets going up every week, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week. So it's becoming very commonplace. So they're still cheering themselves for doing a good job. Why can't you cheer yourself for doing your job and doing it well, right? That's like the entire basis of my talk. You're allowed to be your own cheerleader, even though, but it's just what I do every day. Okay, cool. NASA and SpaceX cheer themselves every single time they do a good job. So you can do it too. So that was sort of what my talk was about.
Yeah, I love it. And I was actually just listening to a book on tape today that said that athletes and people who excel at sports are almost the best people to go to for how to be successful and how to break down barriers, because to be a high performance athlete, you have all these barriers and setbacks that are constantly getting in your way, and how you overcome those are so powerful. So I think, you know, that that analogy, and hearing all this mental stuff that you go through. You're almost a mindset coach too, and a
Mhm.
head cheerleader for your athletes, because in order to
Yeah.
take them to the next level, you got to teach them how to do that for themselves. And I think in business too, we have to be like that, which we focus a lot on this show. So I see that it's what makes you so unique and special as a triathlete coach, how you combine all those other intangibles that are so important for success. So
Exactly. Well, thank you. I like to think that that's what I'm good at, is all the stuff besides writing a training plan, all the other stuff, which is like the big, that's the big stuff. We think of it as the other stuff, but it's actually the real stuff. So, yeah, thanks for that, David.
Yeah, there's so much to mindset management for being or becoming this athlete that does this, and this, and the triumvirate or the duo, whatever people are doing. There's so much to it. And then it trickles over into personal and professional. Totally.
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, and I told Erica I was going to let her lead this interview too, but I think sometimes when you're so close to the painting, it might be easier for me to set up some of this stuff. And I think with Erica that she's been coached by Kyla for a while, and you guys have become really good friends, 3 years now. And
Yeah.
I do think this asset, or this aspect of mindset, I see with my own fitness journey. I was even telling my trainer what I was going to maybe use as my check-in today, but it was too abstract to go into all the details, that I'm actually going to put it into my little book that I'm writing. But it really gets to mindset, and I see what was kind of holding me back on my journey was that mindset that's really taken me about 3 months to break through, to feel like I'm finally ready to
Mhm.
break new ground. Because when we get so dug in, like, hey, we're not an athlete, or we're not this or that, that is so ingrained in us that it takes
Mhm.
somebody kind of helping us, kind of being beside us on our journey and saying you can do it, because it takes a long time to actually break some of that stuff down that we've kind of built up about. So for me, it was how to kind of break through achieve my fitness goals. So and I know, Kyla, you have experience doing that with people. If you don't mind telling us a little bit about what you do and how you can get people being started for becoming really a world-class triathlete.
I love that. A world-class triathlete. Erica, that's what we're gonna start calling everyone on the team, world-class triathletes. I love it. Um, so I'm Kyla Lupo. I'm the head coach at Team Go Big. We are a triathlon community and coaching team. And we are committed to a radical level of body inclusivity, both in sports and in the world. So that means that no matter your gender, your age, your skin color, who you love, what clothes you wear, how fast you swim, how slow you run, there's a place for you on our team where you'll be loved and welcomed exactly as you are. Um, you sort of alluded to the fact that there's a lot of mindset coaching that comes with that, and that it sometimes it takes a while to like break down that that barrier, and I would say break down that story we've been telling ourselves, like, oh, I'm not an athlete. No, 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 no. Like I do all these things, but I'm not an athlete. Or I'm too fat to be an athlete, or I'm too old to be an athlete, or like all of these little stories that we tell ourselves, right? We're not allowed to be these things because we are these other things. And there's two or three athletes on my team that come and go in this cyclical nature on the team. They come on the team, they're there for 6 to 8 months, they break through another barrier, they feel really great, they leave the team because like life is great, and so they're just moving on, which is fine, everyone does that. And then 6 or 8 months later they come back because they found another barrier that they need to break through. And so then we break through that one, and then they sort of graduate off of that, and then they come back. And so it's this beautiful cyclical nature for them. And then we have folks that just stay on the team for the long run and just keep breaking through the barriers. And Erica is a great example of that. She keeps going, she keeps breaking through barriers, she keeps pushing herself. And all at the same time, like, we have this amazing community on our team of all sorts of peoples from all over the world, from all walks of life. And it's amazing. It's this incredible community that I've sort of glommed together. And Erica is part of that. She brings her wisdom and her energetic enthusiasm. Her E stands for energetic enthusiasm. And so we have people from all over, people who are training for ultra distance or Ironman distance races. We have people who are training for their very first triathlon. We have people who aren't even training, but they understand the endurance lifestyle and what it's like to be a triathlete, and they have dreams and aspirations of coming back to that. But some of the barriers that they have to knock down are like the barriers to just getting started training, for example. And they know that being part of our community, being somewhere where there's accountability and friendship and camaraderie, they know that that's what's going to help them break through those barriers, and take those first steps towards, running a 5K or joining a swim team. Yeah.
Yeah. Today I busted through a barrier that I had that, just if I can share about this swim moment I had today, where she was wanting, the coach was wanting us to swim the 25 yards first, just a slow, relaxed 25 yards, and then to do it as a sprint and only take 2 breaths. So the first time I took like 6 breaths. I was like, F this, I'm not doing, I don't think I could do that. I don't want to, blah, 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 all the head trip. And then she was on me and she was like, come on, Erica, you gotta, whatever she said. And I hope she's not watching this, but she said whatever she said. And then I was like, okay, she said, if you do 8 strokes, you pretty much got it. If you do 8 strokes without breathing. And I did 10 strokes without breathing. So I got across the pool in 2 breaths and a little to spare. And I did 10 strokes and took a breath, 10 strokes and took a breath. And I was right there, pushed it out, done, 2 breaths. And it was 2 breaths. And it was just so like, it blew my mind. So when we're getting ready for our meet, April 1st to the 3rd, like I could bring that in.
Yeah, absolutely. How fast did you feel? Did you feel super fast?
No, I don't ever feel fast. In fact, we did this thing on my birthday, where, we swim, it's called Swim the Gauntlet, and people like take their kickboards and make really big waves. And it was myself and another person's birthday yesterday. And so this person's like 20 something, and she butterflied, like when I was getting to the end of the first lap, you do 50, I was like, oh, she smoked me. I didn't even notice her go by. It was so funny. So, but anyway, doing the swimming the gauntlet, I was having nightmares about this thing that I'd be the only person, I would drown right there in the middle of the pool. It didn't happen, but it was so cool. So, so all this to say, I was watching my mindset bust up yet another thing I didn't think I could do. So yeah. It's really nice, amazing metaphor, what we can do with our bodies and then taking it into our lives. And I so appreciate what you do, Kyla.
Oh, thanks.
And how
I love doing it.
Us up for busting through. Sorry, David, what do you want to say?
I'll just give another addition to my testimonial. And I think this is something that you have down too, Erica, is that Kyla was even on Zoom before Zoom was cool or necessary with the pandemic. So she has this system of working with people all over the country. And for somebody myself who's considered going down this triathlete road, which I'd love to actually do kind of a one at some point, but I'm not quite there yet. I know you guys want to I'd love to do it at some point if I could create the space for it. But anyway, you have this great kind of system that you set up for workouts and working with people remotely that's very affordable and high value and motivating. So I just am very impressed by how you work and how unique you and your business are, and seeing how great it's worked for Erica. And then she actually teaches me on some of that stuff indirectly. I feel like that she learned from you, so she inspires me through you. So
That's what it's all about, right? It's great if you want to hide all that knowledge and keep it to yourself, but it's even better if you share it with everyone so that everyone can have a great business, can look great, can have a great life, can be amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Eric,
So what do
Eric,
you got going on, Kyla? You're always cooking up something you want to share
I'm
about.
always cooking up something. We've got we have a training camp, an in-person training camp. I'm very excited, here in Florida on the calendar, and that's May 18th through the 21st. It's here in Claremont. I'm really, really, really excited about it because the last time we did a training camp, we were in California, and I just had so much fun. And Erica taught yoga, and it was incredible. And we
I
just
just
had so
sent
much fun.
the picture of everyone in child's pose and me sitting up to our friend Phil Bennett, the safari guide. So I
Oh,
was like,
nice.
hey, I did this. And
That's awesome.
yeah, I
So if
love
you want more information about the Tri Camp, it's a really easy website. GoBigTriCamp.com. Look at
Yeah.
that. Our incredible virtual assistant that Erica and I share, we don't share her, but it's the same person, was like, we should just get a URL for that. Like, that's what all the other big tri camps do. So GoBigTriCamp.com. That's May
Yes.
18th to 21st. Any and everyone is welcome at that camp. So someone like David, who might not even own a bicycle, is welcome to come to camp. Someone like Erica, who's done a couple tries and has actually competed at the national level, they are more than welcome to come to this tri camp. It's going to be so much fun. We're sort of putting together, it's a little unofficial, we're putting together a virtual training camp. We're not sure what it's going to look like for the week of April 11th. So you don't have to travel, you don't have to go anywhere. You just get to be part of training camp from wherever you are. So we'll probably have like hour-ish Zooms each day. We'll have a training plan or a workout plan for you to follow during the week. We'll talk about nutrition. We'll talk about race preparation. There'll be an opportunity to send in video of yourself running or swimming and get some feedback, some coachy feedback on that as well. Coach Liz and I are sort of getting that all together and hoping that we can just have like just a nice light little like virtual training camp, because we're supposed to have one in March, but it didn't really work itself out. So we pushed it to May. But so we've got those going on. And then we have of course a very robust race season this year that includes going to age group nationals, or the age group national championships for short and middle distance triathlon, because so many people on the team qualified for it. You have to qualify to go to this race. So it's going to be a team race in Milwaukee. I'm very excited about that. And then we have a race in Michigan, and then we'll end our season down here in Florida. There's always good, juicy stuff going on the team side of things. We're always learning about all kinds of great stuff. And there's more than enough space on the team for anyone who is even curious or looking for a coach, or not sure if they even need a coach and not even sure what it's all about. You can go to the website gobig.life, not .com.life, gobig.life. And there's a little part there, and you can click a button and you can get on my calendar and we can chat about what's going on in your life, and whether triathlon is a challenge you want to take on, or if there's some other challenge that you want to take on, and how you can get the support that you need for that. So yeah, we've got some things cooking up. It's very exciting.
Absolutely. And your website is so easy for a newbie to get on there. It's so easy to just click meet with Kyla. Like, that's so cool and easy.
Right.
And how has it been for you since the summit? Like, have you had some good connecting going on with the participants coming? I'm just curious. Both of you, did you have if you want to answer
Yeah.
first, Kyla, and then David.
I definitely had some people click over and grab that freebie, the 7 steps to an awesome big day, which if anyone listening would like 7 steps to an awesome big day, just drop me an email or something. You can have that ebook. It's fantastic. And then three people and I have made email connections because I said, send me your post-it note, and they did. So that's been super fun to sort of chit chat back and forth with them. So I had some really great connections and some positive feedback. It was good. And more than anything, I had fun and I learned a lot of things. So that's kind of all that matters to me.
Right.
I
right.
had fun. I learned something.
That's right. I did too. I had fun. I learned, I got inspired by all the connecting and inspiration. And I noticed in the thread that was happening on my business page that there was like somebody trying to reach you. So I hope her name is Erica. So I hope you get to chat her back and reach out.
I will make a note.
I gave your website, Kyla, gobig.life, in the chat too. So hopefully she'll get with you. And do you want to answer that question, Mr. David? Like, how was the connecting for you as a result of the summit? Did people reach out to you?
No, I mean, maybe I did connect with some people online after that, so I can kind of follow what they do. And I would just say it's another example in this COVID awakening for me of really this collapsing of geographic boundaries. It doesn't matter that Kyla's in Florida or a bunch of the other guests. I don't even know where they all live out, but it's kind of like that doesn't even matter in this virtual world. If we kind of find the people we connect with, I have that person coming on from Dubai later today, and we're going to have another guy from Sweden who's going to come on when we resume. But really, it's about finding the people and the messages that resonate with you. And so I think it's so powerful to have somebody like you who brings these people together, and then those people all know each other, and maybe the next summit we do will be even more connections. So it's such a important I think mentality to adapt in this new virtual world. How many more possibilities are open now in terms of connecting with people who we thought, well, we should only have friends in our own area, but we can really find people we connect with all over the world. So
we can expand that. And it's so fun to have people on from different locations. How cool is that? Dubai, right on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Dubai is blowing up with it's a desert, and they're bringing the vertical gardens there to schools. It's really cool. So the teacher, Steve Ritz, is bringing the Tower Gardens over to Dubai, and the rest of Europe has it. So it's only time, it's going to be everywhere. So, just to wrap up today, I am so grateful to you, Kyla. Every time I see you, I just feel like love and gratitude for what you create and how you serve people and how you include people. And, for someone who's just tuning into our podcast and like, what, who, what? I don't even take a walk to the post box. It's just like the littlest thing to get up, get off the couch can be like what you're up to. And I hope you feel called to reach out to Kyla and ask her about what she's up to with trying tries.
I like that.
Anyone can try. I love that concept of like, you don't need to think about getting ready to make a plan to say you're ready for a try. You can say, all right, it's in the calendar.
I'm
now
gonna do it.
Like there's so much to that, like, because you are you feel the yes, you go with it, and things start happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Doing my best not to jump all over David with well, maybe not right now, but sometime. I'm like,
Yeah. And I mean, like for me, same thing. I didn't ever have a summit before. And then I was like,
and you did it, and it was awesome.
Yeah. And it went really well, and we survived ourselves. There was no like casualties of of,
No, it was beautiful.
nobody got physically hurt by the experience. That's great. And just the connecting that occurred and the inspiration. I think we raised over $400 for the Missy organization, and you still can donate if you feel called to this organization's in our zip code here in the Bay Area that supports young women getting out of the cycle of violence and drama of human sex trafficking. So that was an amazing thing we created with bringing Missy part of our summit.
Yeah, that
So
was brilliant.
any closing thoughts, Miss Kyla, for our audience today?
Oh, wow. This is where I should have some like amazing, like, yeah, go get them. But I'm just like, you know what? Even if it's not a go get them kind of day, like that's okay. Everyone has not go get them kind of days. Sometimes it's just this was a great experience. And I hope everyone has a lovely rest of their day and their week. And if you're feeling like you're going to go get them, go get them. And if you're feeling like taking a nap on the couch, take a nap on the couch. There you go. There's my parting wisdom.
I appreciate that. It's so real and truthful, and come as you are.
And
Yeah,
it's not
it's
at
an
all
important-
what I'm going to do in the next 5 minutes.
it's an important we can ask you what you're going to do, but I would say that anecdote is representative of your coaching style too. A lot of these, I think, coaches are more like a drill sergeant, like do like my way or the highway, where you're a supportive person. So it's like meeting people where they are at, and it's not kind of having a drill sergeant, that's
I
gonna.
am not the drill sergeant unless you want it.
No,
If you want it, I'll bring it. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong.
But
Most of us don't want that kind of coach.
Exactly. So we planted a seed for my process a couple of weeks ago that I was going to get on my bicycle and bike just to the store or somewhere. And like, I'm on this little item in my mind that eventually I want to be able to say to my coach and my team, I did it, like did that one. And it's taken me a minute to get on the bicycle, even to pump up the tires and get it out of the garage. Like it's wherever you're at, that I really appreciate that about the way your coaching style is so welcoming. And then there's this thing of, okay, what about this? What about that? So amen to you, Miss Kyla.
Yeah, I'll just say that I do continue to notice anytime Erica talks about triathlons or this workout, it is something that's energizes her so much, and I see how it carries over to a lot of other things in her life. So it's I think that people should look at that, the goal of setting a triathlon, what that'll not only do for that goal, but by achieving that goal, it opens up so many other positive outlets in people's lives. And I'm sure you have seen that.
That's a whole other podcast that we could talk about. The whole other podcast about the changes I've seen in people's lives after they have finished something they thought they could never finish. Yeah, and it's actually something that we have in little works. We're going to have our own little seminar summity thing called Life After Ironman. And we're going to talk to a bunch of different people who finished Ironman distance races about what their life is like now versus what it was before. And I'm super excited about that, because we have 2 people on our team who have finished one, and we have one who's training for one. And the differences I've seen in their lives, it's not like their lives were shit before, pardon my language. It's not like their lives were whatever before. They're just different now. And it's really powerful. So there's something about doing something you never thought you could that then changes everything else in your life, everything else.
Great. Well, we did draw that powerful closing statement out of you. And with that, we're going to say thanks for coming on. We'll have you back when we resume in the fall.
Oh, of course. I love dropping in here.
Yeah.
We love to have you. And we may do another special event over the summer or something. Erica and I are going to regroup on that. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope you all will catch the recording of the summit and reach out to Kyla, reach out to David, say hi, and chat us about how you like this podcast and what we've been doing. And thank you again, Sir David.
Thanks a lot,
Yes, thank
Erica,
you.
Dave, and Kyla signing off for today's Ripple Effect. Bye, everyone.